Nottinghamshire constituency of Ashfield, where nearly 70% of people voted Leave. Trying to find out what grassroots Labour members make of the drama playing out in Westminster.
Should warn you, this report from John Maguire does contain some flash photography.
They're proud of their mining heritage here in Ashfield. This is Labour heartland, but as in so many communities across the UK, angst over Europe has changed the political landscape. The sitting Labour MP, Gloria Di Piero, has a majority of just 441. She was a Remainer, but people here opted to leave the European Union with a whopping 70% of the vote. The leader of the Labour group on Ashfield District Council says deciding what her party should do next is stifling.
Initially, I was thinking that a second referendum would be great. Obviously, as a Remainer, I would want that and would think that. But then when you think it's democracy, and we're actually would be turning our back on democracy, and that's a hard thing to do. I think we need to work to bring about a general election, and then we need to work as Labour to make sure that it's Labour that actually gets into control and into government.
The divisions that have split the main parties at Westminster extend far beyond the famous bubble.
People came to me for the first time ever, they're asking me, where do I vote, what do I do?
Lee Anderson was a Labour councillor, but changed his allegiance to the Conservatives because of Brexit.
I think there's definitely a disconnect between the Labour Party and Labour voters in Midlands and in the north of the country. 70% of constituencies in this country actually voted to leave the EU. If that would have been a general election, that would have been a landslide, and nobody would have been asking for a second vote then. So it's time for the Labour Party and all sides to come together and get behind the will of the people and actually make us leave on the 29th of March.
Whether you leave her or remain her, you both know that she's not delivering what others want.
The manager of this pub in Kirkby is also the chair of the Labour Party here. As we watch last night's confidence vote, they're aware that throughout their leader's career, he hasn't always matched his party's enthusiasm for the European Union. But what should he and Labour do now?
Cross-party cooperation is essential. Our constituency voted 70% to leave. That needs to be respected at any costs.
The government must remove clearly.
The response from Jeremy Corbyn straight away was that we must get a no-deal Brexit off the table, because that will destroy everything in this country, because we are simply not ready to exit the EU.
We will also continue to work to deliver on the solemn promise we made to the people of this country.
What should happen next, do you think? Catherine, a UKIP supporter, is convinced it's time to go.
I believe that we should leave with a no deal on the WTO terms or Canada-style term.
And on 29th of March?
Yes.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Labour has got to be part of the next steps, and whether Theresa May likes it or not, they've got to get involved. Quite frankly, until somebody rules out the no deal, they're crashing out totally. It's just going to be the same mess as what it's been for the last 2 years.
The ayes to the right.
Whilst I say that we should respect the vote of leave, yes we should, but we have to have a deal that makes sure that we secure people's jobs.
John Maguire, BBC News, Nottinghamshire.
We are going to be talking to